welcome to this fantastic Dennis and Andy show. It's a holiday. Frog in my throat. Holiday season. We are back. Dennis is back from his, God, I lost count of how many vacations you've been on. I know it was Thanksgiving, but you were gone for a week. Technically a vacation. I think you're over 1,000 for the year, and you came back sick while you're not here. So you go away to freezing town, Wisconsin. You French kiss some guy, and you get sick.
Yep. The great lengths we go to not to be near Andy. So I'll just say it is what it is. I went up there. Point. It was cold as shit. We got snowed on pretty much the entire way home until we got to the Virginia, North Carolina border. But hey, we made it safe and sound. First time I've been sick in 5 years. Yep, I know, because I go in for my labs tomorrow. And it was 4 years, when I went in a year ago. So, hey, once in 5 years, I can't complain. But hey, even with this crappy voice, I'm still here chatting with you guys.
You are. Let's say hi to some people. Randy Howell, of course. Hello. Oh, Robert the Bruce. Hello. Hashtag whoa. Randy Howell. Joe Bernardo, Marcus Kellergrew, Amish Ninja, Dennis Rodriguez, John Malin saying I have hair in that video I did. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Joe, Team No Sleep. What is up? Nicholas Gear. Hello. And there we go. Joe says, Joe Bernardo, Dennis, get better, brother. I was sick leading up to Thanksgiving. And you're sick now because those Niners and Cowboys are both 5-7. Something I expect from the Cowboys, but the Niners, wow, aren't they shit in the bed this season? Well, Joe, it looks like playoffs for both our teams are out of the picture. But since we're talking football and we usually talk fantasy, well, our guest, who you all know is Bart Sears, he happens to be on our fantasy team. So we're going to bring him in so we can all talk about our fantasy standings this past week. That's right. I thought this past week was fantastic. How about you guys? Yeah. Hello, Bart.
Not so fantastic.
But then again, that's pretty much been the whole season.
Oh, I do have a question though. I was wondering if you guys can make that intro any longer.
Well, see, there's a reason behind that.
Yeah.
No, the reason is because there's a sweet spot to it, but you do an intro like that because it gives people to come in once they get the notification that you're live. So you actually have, by the time the intro's done, we have a good amount of people already watching.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's about a 5 minute. You need to give them about 5 minutes to start rolling in, and we start off with 0. And like right now, we're almost up to 100 people already just because of the intro.
Sweet.
Now, John is a Lions fan, and I've got to say, John, I am actually pulling for the Lions. I love a good underdog story. I'm hoping, I'm kind of hoping the NFC Championship game is the Lions. And I guess we can take this around the horn too after I answer. I'm hoping the game is the championship game. I'm hoping it's the Lions. And I don't want somebody else from that division, even though that is like the strongest freaking NFC division.
Yeah, it is.
When your third place team is 9 wins, yeah, that's a strong division. But I don't want the Lions to play somebody else in that division in a championship game. I'm not quite sure who I wanted to play.
It could happen.
Oh,
I mean, we ruled the Bears out. So I don't know. Who do you want to see in the Super Bowl then?
Okay. I want to see the Niners and anybody but Kansas City. How's that? Who is the second place team in the AFC right now?
I would say Buffalo.
Yeah.
Buffalo, that's it. Yep. I want to see Detroit and Buffalo in the Super Bowl. I want Buffalo and KC in the championship game, and I want Buffalo to to kick the shit out of KC. And then I want to see a Detroit Lions Bills Super Bowl. That's what I want.
Boy, that harkens back to the Jim Kelly days where we could, get Jim Kelly in there for 4 Super Bowls. And what was it? Thurman Thomas. I think he was the running back. And boy, to walk away empty like that. Yeah.
4 in a row, 4 big losses.
Yeah.
All right. So honestly, who do you think will be in the Super Bowl, Bart? Or who do you think Detroit will play in the NFC Championship? If they keep
Detroit will play the Eagles in the championship.
Ooh.
And I think Detroit will win, I hope, because I do not like the Eagles. They kept my Bucks out of the championship many, many times. And then I wouldn't be surprised if it's Buffalo, but you just can't count out Kansas City.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool to see him three-peat just because it's never been done, but
no, I don't want to see it.
Want him to?
No.
By the way, 44 Numbskull. 44 Numbskull is Mr. Dale Keown. Hello, Dale.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, the less Taylor Swift in the NFL, the better for me. So, yeah, I would like to see Buffalo. Of course, I'm going to have to go with my Packers. But if for some reason they don't make it, I would like to see Lions or even the Vikings. I just want somebody from our division to represent and actually win. I don't think the Vikings have won one yet. Lions, the Vikings, I mean, you guys really need to step up there. So if you guys make it, just win is all we're saying. Represent the NFC North.
Oh, by the way, Dennis, I forgot to tell you, Courtney has another card for your collection.
Oh, the guy who, oh, yeah. Nice. Very nice. Of course she did.
Could you read who that was? It's Tucker Kraft. Could you tell that when I showed it, or?
Well, I could tell it was 85, but I didn't know if it was this year's card or whoever.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Just says rookie. You know her. She picks up packs of cards, and if there's a Green Bay, she's got to give it to Uncle Dennis.
She does. She does. She finds some fun little cards for me since I quit collecting football cards many, many, many years ago. But with that being said, we should probably get in and talk about this is our upcoming week, is the final week before playoffs. So some of us, Bart and I in particular, Helen and Susie, we are the 4 on the bubble. 8 spots. 2 of us will make it. 2 of us will not.
Wow. I'm number 2.
Yeah, you told me that like 87 times this week.
Yeah, but the audience doesn't know that. So to them, it's the first time. Number 2, I got a D- as a score after our draft night. Not D-, and you got an A+.
I did. I am the paper tiger. This is the greatest team you've ever seen on paper. Too bad Patrick Mahomes has decided not to play at all this year. And Goff has outperformed him, I think, 80% of the weeks this year by a large margin. And my receiver, Packers, Watson, every week I start him, he gets me a goose egg, and I bench him, and he has a career game. So that has been the way of my entire season.
Sounds like coaching to me.
Right? I made the mistake for the last 3 weeks, and I keep saying I won't do it. I get my team set. I got my Vikings in there, the guys that I want all set up in there. And then you start reading right before the games, and you start reading, oh, no. The experts say this person's going to have a great game. And then I'm like, are they? And then I listen to them, and I put them in and bench the guy I had in there. And my bench guy has an awesome game, and the one they told me to stuck in did crap. I keep saying I'm not going to listen to him anymore, and I did for 3 weeks, and I've lost 3 weeks in a row. So I'm done. I'm not even going to look at the experts anymore because they suck.
What about you, Bart, big guy? Are you even trying? Do you even look at your lineup before the games?
You know it. I just suck.
Wow.
I told you guys I'm 3-10 in my other league.
Oh,
Better yet, tell them you just had a 3-game winning streak, right?
That's right. I was 0-10.
oh my God.
I'm making the playoffs, baby.
And did you actually do the draft in that league, or did you auto draft that one?
No, I actually did the draft in that one. I got a D- as well in that. Same as my auto draft.
God.
But I took Mahomes too.
Team No Sleep says, what does the winner get at the end of the season? Just bragging rights. That's all.
Yeah, this is not a money league. We do it for fun. We do it to pick on each other. You know, we have the NFL every week and we've got fantasy every week, and it's fun. Although this year, I will say, other than in the show, it has been very quiet outside. We just haven't been on Skype much, been too busy. I just haven't had the shit talk that we normally do this year. It's been quiet.
You're like on vacation every other weekend. When do you have time?
I know.
The most shit talk I get is from Courtney.
Oh God. Yeah, I got it from her today as soon as she got into the car right away. I'm in number 4. You're a loser. You're a loser. That's literally all I hear as soon as she walks in the car.
Well, I play her in our final week before the playoffs, and she has a 70% chance to win. So I have a feeling I could end up in slot number 4, 3 or 4. Who do you guys play this final week before the playoffs?
I'll have to check.
I play Sunday Slackers, so the last place guy. But last time I said that, Sunday Slackers probably had the best game of his career, which again is what everybody's been having when they play me this year.
No, I play Susie.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, I'm smelling a win.
Well, that could determine it. If you beat Susie, you're in. If she beats you 6-7-1, you would be 7. If she wins, she's 6-7-1, and then you would be 6-8. Yeah, she would win. She would be in.
Yep.
Oh, you got a
Bart,
big game.
I'm pulling for you because if you can beat Susie, that means all 3 of the fine gentlemen on this screen have beaten Susie. So one of us has literally physically beaten her, and I'm pretty sure it's not me or Bart.
Me or Dennis? Wow. You just
no, Dennis, you have
Bart.
physically beaten her because you keep her in line. So
I don't know. Bart's met her.
That's true.
Yeah, there's no keeping in line. If somebody's getting beat, I know who it is.
I know, but I keep all my bruises turned to the back so the camera doesn't see them.
That's right. That's right. All right, guys. Well, the reason for the season, so we'll talk about this a little bit, then we'll just pull it down and shoot the bull about other stuff, and then we'll come back to this. So let's talk a little bit about Bart's current campaign, Drawing Powerful Heroes, Volume 1 and 2, softcover editions.
Beautiful.
There you go. Give us the scoop. I already know, of course, that these were out some years back as hardcovers. So now you're bringing them back as softcovers.
Yep, they were out for Ominous Press when we were doing that, and they've I think they're out. Everything I have is long gone. I got an extra box I found a couple of months ago, and those went out in a day. So,
cool.
And looking around for these, I saw one on YouTube for $999, but I think they average 150 or 250, somewhere in there.
Wow.
The searching I did trying to buy one, which of course I didn't do because I'm not going to spend that money. But
Christmas is coming up, so I might have to sell the hardcovers I have.
Yeah, put them up on YouTube, baby. And so I always wanted to do them in a softcover edition, so I decided to bring them out in this campaign, mostly to get them printed. To get the money to print the suckers, so I would have some I could sell through the campaign and some to sell online and at shows. So it's essentially the same book. All the ominous branding is gone. It's now branded Senko, which is essentially my wife's company.
Oh, cool.
And I've got my old buddy Mark McNabb. He's going through them and taking out all the stuff that needs to be taken out and redoing it. And also adding, since we made the second stretch goal, there'll be a new tutorial in each one. So
okay.
book one, there'll be a tutorial added on clothing and drapery. And in book two, I'm going to do talking heads, how to make a conversation cool.
Oh, there's lots of artists these days that could use that. How many pages each do you think these new tutorials will be? Just estimate.
The first one will be 4 pages, since that's all the free stock I have in the book, and the second one will be 5.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Thanks, Randy.
Yep, and 2 actors. We need 2 more to give it the official DNA bump today. So get on it, people.
Yep, up to 192. That's awesome. And it's a simple campaign. One thing that I always thought was cool was going to shows over the years and having so many guys, fans and pros come up and tell me how much, the Brute and Babes in Wizard Magazine, how much it inspired them or helped them or they gleaned something from them. So you can see I have a few people that have given, quotes or testimonials for it. Thank you, Michelle. And but it's no frills. Basically, if you pledge, those are some of the interior pages. If you pledge, you get the books. That's it. The only thing extra add-on you can get is a remark, which is right.
Oh, you're doing remarks on them. Okay.
Yeah. Just on, yep. And that's the only add-on. So it's a real simple campaign. Not too much, to look for or, extras to add on or stuff to deal with. Just want to keep it simple and get some more of these printed, which we've done now. So that's really awesome.
I think, like I said, I've got the hardcovers. I think they're really cool, obviously. I think, you've got 6 days to go. I know Kickstarter added a thing kind of like Indiegogo where it can stay in demand.
Yep.
Is that going to happen or is it 6 days and it's over?
Nope. It'll stay on demand. I don't know how long that lasts. Do you know how long that lasts, Michelle?
I think it lasts until you decide that you're done, you're printing and you're all done with it. And then you turn it off. It is new, so
we actually had to pick a date. It's set for 30 days, so it's got an extra 30 days, which is about when they'll go to print. So I guess that's why we did that.
Right. Cool. Well, if you're
so it ends next Wednesday at 7 a.m. random time. It goes until the first week of January, pretty much.
And I'm going to share this real quick so people can see. No joke. So here's one website, a Books used book site, $523.22.
Yep.
Wow.
For I can't tell. Is that volume 1?
Yeah, that's volume 1.
Okay, so that is $523 for the hardcover, and then volume 2 is at Albris Used Books for $175.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah, I would highly recommend backing this campaign because, like Bart said, you're going to get an extra tutorial on each book that isn't in the hardcovers, and you're going to save a hell of a lot of money.
Yep.
Unless you're looking to spend that much on them. So
they all come signed, so that's no extra or nothing. It's just I sign them all when they come in before we ship them.
I just thought of something you might want to add to the page if you can.
Yeah.
And there's 6 days left. You never know; it can't hurt. Take one of the hardcovers, just pop your camera over it, and just do the page flip to flip through it.
Yeah.
Don't sit on anything for a long period of time, but just do that. And then that'll give people a really good sense of what is in each one as well. And if you can add that video to the story part of the campaign,
oh yeah, maybe I
might help.
did that on social media. I put the reel out there with the flip through of both books.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
maybe
you might be able to add it. Oh, there you
Thanks,
go. Joe
Joe.
Bernardo says Joe's down. He's got the hardcover of book 2, but now he's going to be getting them both because of the extra stuff. So there you go. That's cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. That's super cool, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I think definitely I would see if you can add a video to the page and do that, because I think that could possibly help out more.
Yeah, it's like I do quick flips on all the books I get each week, and people tend to like those, and because it's not very long, and they can kind of, get a quick look into it without, giving too much away. And yeah, I would recommend that. And then you only got the 2 stretch goals, right? You hit them both, and that's it. Nice.
We haven't talked about a third one yet, but maybe we should. I don't know what it would be, but.
Well, I mean, you got 6 days to go. I'd think about it, and I might throw it out at like 20. Get that incentive out there to get that sucker to 20 grand. So there's another stretch goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll have to see what we can smartly add. That's, like I say, I want to keep it simple.
Oh, I hear you.
Like
when are you looking at fulfillment?
I think we said through February. We'll get it printed in January.
Nice.
And, try to get them all out in February, or certainly by mid-March.
Right.
Provided there's no slowdowns with shipping or whatever from the printer.
Yeah. No, that's
nice.
Cool.
So, public service announcement, guys. We are streaming right now on X, on YouTube, and on Rumble simultaneously. If you're on YouTube or Rumble, you can chat, as many of you are, in the comments, and we'll see them, and we'll pop some of them up. But if you're on X, you cannot do that. However, Randy will be putting on those X. He will put links to Bart's campaign and all the important links in X, so you can just scroll down and have all the information you need to back the great projects you see today.
Thank you, Randy.
Do you have any favorite aspects of each one of these books, like a specific section maybe that stands out to you as being your favorite?
That's a tough one, because in redoing these books, I expanded them all. I added new art, new text where it was needed. Like the first tutorial in Wizard was 2 pages. I don't know if anybody remembers, but it was like, 2 pages of Wizard magazine. And I remember it was like 90% text, and the art was like this big. So it was really cool getting to expand that and giving the art some breathing room. I don't know, maybe now I'm completely blanking, the potato sack. That might be my favorite part of everything in those, in all those books.
Can you scroll down to that? I think there's an image of that.
Is it in here? Let's see. I know I did a post with it. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is, right there. Potato sack, right?
Oh, Mr. Tutorial Teach. Why don't you explain to people that method there you came up with, what it is, what it's all about?
Well, it's to help you twist the figure without breaking it, right? The potato sack, and I stole this from animation. That's how the old animators would do torsos, would be something, and I believe they coined the phrase potato sack. I think I pretty much stole it verbatim from animation. It's just, as you see, I can't really point, maybe here. You can see with the twist, it defines the twist of the figure without breaking the 2 sections apart, because clearly you can't do that. I don't know if you remember old school guys, like if they had a belt, they would just turn the torso, right?
Right.
And then whatever way the hips were facing was the way they were facing. They didn't worry about, any actual twist to the musculature or anything else, which I always found odd looking at the stuff growing up. And
well, that's kind of like an action figure,
Yeah, pretty much exactly like, And so I loved animation. I'm sure Andy, as a kid, I was always animating stuff, and I sculpted foam figures, with metal armatures, and I was always animating. And so animation was a big part of my learning, I guess. And the potato sack just made sense for drawing, not elegant, figures that had grace and
Right.
the movement in comics. So it just seemed um, a natural thing to add to, how we draw comics in superheroic figures. So that's kind of where that came from. If that answered the question.
Yeah. Here is, by the way, if people don't know, I just did a Google search. Drawing Power was probably your first one.
Yep.
That is it SQP or SQ? I always forget.
SQP, Sal
It is
Cortuccio
SQP.
Productions. Yep.
That's right. So SQP put this out. What was it in the 90s?
Yeah. That would have been 90. Oh, when did I move down there? 90.
Man, I just don't remember.
98.
Trying to see if there's.
Actually, that's the bones for Drawing Powerful Heroes 3, which I will probably kickstart. I'll probably get a page up almost as soon as this one ends, and hopefully launch that in March or April.
Okay, so I was going to ask. So, with that being said, then does that mean you're going to basically reprint at least the art and refine, rewrite the text that was in this book?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, cool.
Give it the
That's
same
where I was going.
I gave Roots and Babes, which is revised, updated, and expanded. I haven't figured out.
That's awesome.
I haven't figured out what I'm adding to it yet. I'm still working on. Jay's helping me a lot with that, Jay Penn, and so I got to figure out exact page count for the existing revised stuff, and then see what I can expand it to. But it'll stay at 144 pages. This will just launch in softcover.
Right. Well, yeah, and I remember this one. I mean, this one's like, I have it on my bookshelf, but that's not close. I think this is like what, 64 maybe?
64, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
64.
And I mean, got to admit, when I first got it, and I think you were even a little, I can't remember if you were or not, because I know you didn't lay it out. They put it together, the guts. But I remember getting it and being like, dude, it's a how to draw book. There's so much text in this thing.
Yeah. Yep. So,
but it's a great book. So there you go, guys. If you're interested in this, skip the $75 on eBay. Just wait, because you just heard that this is going to be the springboard for volume 3. So that's cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Nice.
So I have 3 and 4 planned. So hopefully we'll just springboard both of those next year.
Wait, so you'll do 3 and 4 as different campaigns?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's cool.
And both brandy new.
Nice. See, Dale Keown knows. He looks just at the pictures.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Dale.
Have you now on to fun stuff? Dennis and I, we review a movie every week. Last week we didn't get to because it was Thanksgiving. Tomorrow night, if the sick demon next to me feels better, we're going to try and catch a flick. If he does come out and he's still sick, I'm going to sit like 4 seats from him. I don't need his illness. Have you seen a good movie lately? Anything worthwhile?
Oh, well, we rewatched. Michelle hadn't seen it, but we rewatched Deadpool and Wolverine last night. So it was her.
And how did she like it?
She loved it.
Oh, good.
And again, laughed my ass through the whole thing.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking awesome flick. And
dude, Wesley Snipes, when he says there's only one blade, and then Deadpool, he just looks right at the camera. Even with just the eyes, and that's it. You still got it.
That was awesome. That was awesome when he's in the TVA or whatever, and he's like, just a second. He runs back at the camera.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, Sony, slam. That was awesome.
Fox, smash.
Yes.
Pulls the boom mic down.
All the Marvel and Disney digs. It was great.
Yep. Fox Studio, it was a nice send off, basically saying thank you. But you see 20th Century Fox destroyed in the background as they're standing in front of it. It was nice.
I think one of the things I thought was really nice, because obviously during the movie they just ripped on Fox and whatever. But then during the credits, they actually rolled some nice behind the scenes stuff, which I thought was a nice.
Fox had done,
yeah, and it wasn't just. Yeah, and it wasn't just Ryan pulling Ryan stuff he did for him. It was everything.
Yeah, yeah. You can tell he loves comics and loves the movies and stuff, and it's got a place in his mind and heart, which is pretty cool because it, like all of us, even though the movies kind of suck, you still are kind of like, yeah, that's cool.
Now, did you watch? I'm going to assume you watched it on Disney Plus where it's streaming.
Disney Plus.
Okay, so with Disney Plus, have you watched the hour-long making of?
No, I didn't even know that was on there. I haven't searched that.
You got to watch it. It is so good. They go into some of the behind-the-scenes filming of the first, I guess, fight where he digs up Logan and stuff in the beginning of the movie in the snow and whatnot. And how basically, I can't remember where they filmed that, but they basically had to spray everything with snow and whatnot, and just the different ideas they were coming up with for, Deadpool to take the guys out and such. And it's like, it's an hour long. And when I saw the runtime was an hour, I was kind of like, oh, but then I watched it and it was just really good.
I got to watch that.
Yeah.
I got to watch that. That sounds awesome. Because all the fights
just
were
how
great.
They
were just so much fun. The fight in the minivan might be my favorite, but
it is. I mean, and I think Joe said it too up there. He goes, two guys with healing factors. It's exactly what we have read and what we've thought about for decades and decades. Two guys with healing factors just going there, stabbing each other, getting kicked out the top of it, going back down into it, getting wrapped up in the seatbelts. It was just fantastic.
That was great. And how it ended, where Wolverine's just sleeping like a baby and Deadpool's just strapped up with every seatbelt in the car. That was great.
In a Honda Odyssey. So good.
Did you well, I mean, my favorite part of that whole thing was when Wolverine was like, one more word. One more word. And then there's that long pause. And he's going to say something, but you don't expect gubernatorial.
It was so good.
And then after Wolverine's impassioned, soliloquy, and it's just quiet, and Deadpool just goes, I'm going to fight you now.
Yeah.
And then he's got baby knife.
Oh, yeah. He pulls out baby knife. That was
like
great.
Every line of that movie was hysterical.
And that's the fun part watching the behind the scenes is, I think I remember the gubernatorial one because if I remember correctly in the behind the scenes, it's, he runs through other words and stuff. So
he probably did 20 of them or something. They just kept filming.
Oh yeah, probably. But I actually found this one thing. This was something. This will be kind of fun to do to see who you guys choose. So hold on, give me a second to open this up.
With the Grain has a question. With the Grain from the hardcover editions, there's a new tutorial in each volume, and there is some different art in the first one. I have taken out a lot of the Marvel and DC art and recreated it, so that'll be a difference as well. But mostly the biggest difference will be 2 new tutorials added.
Oh, there you go. All right, let's do this. We did this last night actually on the Professionals. I thought it was kind of interesting. And since I was the only one there, and this is actually a different one, we'll do this. So you choose 2 of these characters to protect you, and the rest are going to try and kill you. Dennis, you go first.
Oh, damn. Protect me. I guess I would say I would choose Iron Man and Thor to protect me.
Why?
Thor while not quite the strongest, is probably second on there, only behind the Hulk. But he can do a lot more of cool stuff with the lightning, Mjolnir. And of course, Iron Man has so many different gadgets and ways to protect you, to shield you and do stuff. Whereas everybody else in there, they've got their very limited role on what they could do. The only one that would be really tough on that would be Doctor Strange. He would probably be my third one because of magic. But, I would still probably stick with science and a god and over the rest to protect me. And I think I would survive pretty well.
Okay. Bart, your turn.
Definitely have to be Doctor Strange and Cap.
Oh.
Although I can
Doctor
see
Strange because of all the magic.
Yeah, I mean, I just think he can best any of them with his magic rather simply. And Cap never loses.
Cap never loses.
Never loses. I mean, I can see picking Deadpool and Wolverine because they can't be killed, so they just keep coming, keep going. But too many limitations. Definitely Cap.
Yeah, but you could almost throw the Hulk into that category too, because he basically regenerates and whatnot.
It's true.
For me, it would be Thor and Doctor Strange. Thor because of the power level he has and everything, and Doctor Strange for basically same thing, magic, just the amount of stuff that he can do. This wasn't one of the ones we did last night. Like, there's so many of these, but I know when we did it last night, I took Doctor Strange. I think I might have taken Deadpool because I think they were both of the same. There were like 12 on the one we did last night, not just 9. But you still pick 2 and the rest. I don't know if anybody picked the Hulk, because the thing with the Hulk is, I know on the one we did last night, it mismatched DC and Marvel characters. And, somebody chose Superman. And, I mean, all you have to do with the Hulk is chuck him up into space. Because once this is what I said, and let me know what you guys think. If you throw the Hulk up into space and he's just in orbit, he's got no way to get back down.
Nope. And he does need to breathe.
And
now he can hold his breath a really, really, really long time. So it depends if he ever gets back into an atmosphere or not.
And assuming it's the normal kind of dumb Hulk, he can be tricked easily. So.
Yes.
You could just have him killing you.
That's true. That's true.
He is.
There is.
He would be the best attack dog, on there. You just get him pissed and pointed in a direction. But he's also not much of a protector.
True.
In that meme, I would say that was probably the dumb Hulk. But one of the ones we did last night, had
one of the Marvel DC crossovers, the Batman kicked Hulk in the stomach and knocked the wind out of it.
Yeah, well, we know that was a bunch of crap. So,
no.
I mean, even as a kid, when I read that, or I wasn't a kid, teenager when I got it, I'm like, I know Batman's strong, but I could maybe buy, and I'd still have a hard time buying Captain America kicking the Hulk in the stomach.
Oh yeah. Never.
And he's got super strength.
Yeah, he just bounce off.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd break his leg.
Yep.
He'd go to kick him and his knee would just go back the wrong way. And,
that
was it.
Yeah, that's not it.
Okay, well, Buffalo.
DC has to, they got to have some wins in there. So, Batman can beat anybody given enough time because he is the world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
Now, Angry Gamer says, I've never watched any of the Deadpool movies.
Oh, you're missing out, Angry Gamer.
I was going to say, number 1 is great. Number 2 is also really good, but they did come up with Once Upon a Deadpool. This is the new version where it's the Princess Bride meets Deadpool, and Deadpool actually kidnaps Fred Savage and tells him the bedtime story instead of Peter Falk. I highly recommend that. It is a PG-13 version, so it is perfectly fine for the whole family. But that is so fun.
When did they do that?
Dude, that came out. That was after the first Deadpool, wasn't it?
Really?
No, it was after. It was right after the movie. Within a year, they released the fairy twist. It's the
No, I know, but is it after? Is it based
Deadpool
on the first
2.
Deadpool or the second? Oh, Deadpool 2. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's all dealing with with Pyro and all the stuff, and they're in prison, and they do a Fred Savage kidnapping. My entire family, we like all of them, but I mean, even the extended family, this version of it, if we're going to watch it, they all will watch that version anytime.
Oh, you know what else I saw last week? I think we watched the new Alien. What's it called? Alien.
Romulus.
Oh, Romulus. What you think? Really?
I like it. I liked how it started. I had a great promise, but then it just seemed to become like every line was some kind of homage to an alien that came before. It just kind of dried up. I didn't like it much at all.
What about the ending? Didn't like the ending with the new creature.
Human alien baby endings. I mean, they did that in the third one, or one of the Prometheus or something. It's just just use the aliens. Come on, can't you think of a good story with just the dang aliens in it? Come on.
Huh. Yeah, that's on the opposite end of us. We liked it. I thought it was more harken back more to the original Alien in regards to kind of a horror movie and not a sci-fi like they became.
I was looking forward to that.
Yep.
So
it had its moments of coolness, and you have to suspend your disbelief.
Great scenes. I mean, the facehuggers were kind of terrifying and skidding around and stuff, but I was disappointed.
Oh,
disappointed.
We saw.
Will has a question for you. Oh, go ahead, Dennis.
No, go ahead.
Will's question is, Bart, do you have any favorite art or reference books?
Andrew Loomis. Definitely Andrew Loomis for just how to draw anything. He did, I think, 4 major books, which I think are all available, online, as PDFs. I have them. And let's see. Shoot, I can't think of his name because I can never think of anyone's name. Will Eisner's book on storytelling is awesome. Highly recommend that. And I'm sure I'm forgetting some stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, Will's book is because he did. There's either 2 or 3 of them, but the first one is the one you're talking about. Sequential art.
Sequential art.
Yeah.
Is it just called sequential art?
I think it is. It's yellow. So,
yep.
But yeah, Loomis is great.
He's awesome.
Yeah, well, of course, that's one of his favorites.
That goes without saying, man.
I mean, come on, Will. Duh. He was trying to talk about books not comic book related. It's Will Eisner's, of course, is, but Loomis. No, Loomis is fantastic. Does Bart have any other IPs other than Brute and Bay? Does he?
Yep. We have Maiden, which appeared in Heavy Metal, and we're in talks with a new company called Panic to bring a new story out there. Got another IP called Dreadlands. We're in talks with another company to hopefully get it out there in I guess maybe a 12-issue series. And those are the ones that are hot in the hopper, which is really cool. I'm waiting for a new salvage PI story from Rippaverse. That should be a 48 to 64 pager. I don't know exactly yet. And I've got, let's see, there's a 12-page story I'm doing for Raid Studios. Kickstarter they did. I'm woefully late on that. I have a 4-page story in Kor-Drath coming up, which I have to draw as well. And a couple other things, I guess. Oh, and the Great Cops. Cops and Crooks. Big
Cops
Bad
and
Toys.
Crooks. What's that?
Big Bad Toys. They're doing 8-inch Cops and Crooks figures.
Oh wait, hold on. I'll full screen you. Hold on.
There you go.
What is that now?
This isn't it. This is from Big Bad Toys.
Yeah.
Fresh Monkey Fiction. And they're going to be bringing back the Cops and Crooks line of toys that I designed for Hasbro. And I'm going to be doing the package art for that. And working on a couple figures for some of their other lines.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's
figure designs, you mean?
Yeah, through turnarounds,
oh, that's
designs
cool.
and turnarounds. So that's really cool. And the Cops toys are using my original sculpts that I did the 3 views for and sculpt them. And
wait, did they find those, or did they come to you and you were able to find what you did?
No, they got them. They got the rights, so they have the stuff. And I assume, I don't know if they scanned them or got the original sculpts or what they did, but then they grew them to 8 inches and did new joints, so they're fully pulsable. They have the extra hand, more gear and stuff. So that's really cool.
Oh, that's cool. What's the target for when that stuff's supposed to come out? Any idea?
Next year.
Oh, cool.
I got to finish the package art stuff, which it looks like McNabb color. So that's cool.
Oh, that's really cool. Will says, do you still own the ominous characters? I want Andy to do a demigod versus First Man.
You bet. Those are my babies. Demigod versus First Man. Awesome.
Yes. I mean, I think it'd be fun, but I would hate to kill one of Bart's characters. First Man would never kill. He's a nice guy.
Is he a nice guy?
He is.
Don usually.
The Don says, if I wanted Bart to do a cover for my Omega Mission book, how many vital organs and extremities would I have to sell?
Just 2.
Well, it depends on it. It really depends on what the market price is for your vital organs and extremities. If it's $5 an organ, you don't have enough.
A lot. But you can email me at bartsearsart@gmail.com.
Yeah, I agree. I might have to get those figures as well. That's cool.
That is cool.
That's really cool.
Oh yeah, and Joe, Jack Ham. I forgot about Jack Ham's books. They are awesome.
Jack Ham, and then Dale actually mentioned. I was going to click it. We don't have to find it, but Dale Keown mentioned George Bridgman. He's great.
Oh yeah. Yep. Bridgman, I recommend for guys that already know how to draw figures but want to get a more in depth, understanding of musculature and anatomy.
Yep. He has pristine vital organs. Just
then maybe only one, Don.
Wow.
See what that kidney goes for, and you might even have money left over. Just don't tell him exactly how much. All right, here's another fun one I want to do. This is not superhero, as you can tell. Pick 2. They will defend you. The rest is coming to kill you. You can have 50. I think that's a hawk or an eagle up top. You can have 10 crocodiles, 3 grizzly bears, 7 bulls, 1 dude with a rifle. We'll say it's high-powered, unlimited ammo because it doesn't say. 15 wolves, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, or 4 lions. You pick 2 to defend from the rest. Bart, you go first.
I would probably take the guy with the rifle and 10,000 rats.
Oh.
That's funny. Now, that is not what I picked. This is one we did Monday night. I did not pick that, but somebody did, and their reasoning was, it was pretty good with the rats because there's 10,000 of them.
Yes. Yep. All the guy with the rifle has to do is bloody whatever's coming after, and those rats will go right for him.
Well,
I can't see any of the other animals sticking around to defend you. I think they'd just be like, I'm out.
Yep.
I think the point of this is, I think the point of this is not to think it through that much, as in, no, their point is they have to defend you. It's not like we're just dumb animals. What am I doing standing around one guy without a gun and one guy with? I'm out. I think the whole point is they have to. So,
yeah.
So
well,
Dennis,
I'm right there. I had the exact same pick. Assuming that's not like a little 20 gauge and it's a real gun. And those 10,000, it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. You know, all they got to do is get in the way, get in the eyes. Those bears won't make it through. A few good shots. You said unlimited ammo, that hunter from a distance. This is assuming that they have to close the range. If you're already in melee, it's different. But assuming that they're having to close range, those 10,000 rats will be in the way. They'll get on there, prevent stuff, and the you know, got a nice 50 cal gun right there that'll knock your shoulder off and just take them down one at a time. Boom, 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 boom.
So I originally went with, and I was like one of the, I was more in the middle out of the group of people that was asked, but I went with the guy with the gun. Everybody took the guy with the gun. And I will point out, I think it was Billy Tucci that pointed out that is not how you hold a rifle to shoot. You don't. Now, see, that's the funny thing, because I've shot a rifle, but it's probably been 30 years. So I had no problem with the silhouette of this guy, but Billy was like, you lean into it. You don't lean back.
Yeah, so, exactly. Yeah, even a shotgun, you got to brace it on your shoulders, so you're always leaning forward.
So I said guy with the gun, and I wasn't giving tons of deep thought to it. I just think gorillas are badass and are really strong. So I took the 5 gorillas.
Yeah.
But once I heard somebody else did do the rats though, and when I heard the philosophy behind it, I kind of was like, yeah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's like King Kong versus Godzilla. King Kong never stands a chance.
Oh,
yeah, you're fighting words.
You just
Kong all the way.
Oh, I know. You just heard him. You just heard him.
That hurt me to my core, Dennis.
I'm so sorry, but it's true.
All right, well, let's go with this one. Tarzan versus Conan. Dennis, who wins?
Conan.
Bart?
Tarzan every day.
No.
He is.
We've talked about this. I go Tarzan as well.
He's far too fast and strong. Conan's brutal, and maybe it'd be a draw. He might inflict a mortal wound.
Well, this is
like a Deadpool
Wolverine. Does Conan have his weapons? I'm assuming.
Yeah, both have their weapons.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Still Conan.
Yeah, you haven't read Tarzan, my friend.
You're right. I have not met him yet.
No, Red.
He said Red.
Read him. Yeah, I have. I was just saying met him. No, you have to introduce me.
Let me grow my hair back.
Will goes, they'd be friends. They would. They'd be walking. They'd have their own bro show.
That's right.
Oh, wait. Sorry, Bart. Dennis, you are so right. A fire-breathing dragon breeds monkeys every time, twice a day. I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
You know, and for Joe to side against you, Bart, I mean, I really have to be in the right then.
I know. Here's a question, and this is actually for Bart, because I'm sure he knows from reading the books and stuff. And actually, I'll ask you the question, but then I'll take my guess.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm sure you actually probably know the answer to this. The height of Tarzan and the height of Conan. Now, I'm going to guess, because I honestly don't know. All I've done is I've read more of their comics than their actual books. So obviously it's never stated. You just have to go by what you see the artist drawing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess Conan is around 6. I'll go 6 feet straight up, but Tarzan I would probably put around 6'2".
I don't think any of the actual original writers writing, they ever actually said how tall they were. But in reading everything they've done multiple times, I would put Tarzan at 6'3" or 6'4", and Conan at 6'6", tops.
You'd put Conan that tall?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, this is the Arnold version.
He met very few people taller or bigger than he was.
Yeah.
And a lot of the bigger guys, the guys that were bigger, you know, more massive than he was, were shorter in the books, from my recollection.
Oh, wow. I actually Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even kidding. I thought Conan would be. I didn't think he'd be short, but I thought 6 feet wasn't, for who he is,
Well,
isn't
you gotta remember,
extremely tall, but it
it
still
wasn't,
gives him a big stature
yeah,
width wise as
it
well.
wasn't like true medieval times or anything. It was pure fantasy. So
Right.
No, I know.
he was much. I always saw him as 6'6". He's a massive human being. And
Wow.
because there were a couple of times he was just shocked by a guy taller than he was.
Okay.
Yep,
Well, that's
I'm
cool.
kind of there with Bart. I think Tarzan's around 6'3" ish, and Conan 6'5", 6'6", 6'7".
Guy was huge.
He's not
All right.
big
So
Carl,
then
though. He's not big Carl.
let's go one step further, and I think we'll all agree if Tarzan is say 6'3", he's 6'3", but he's lean, kind of like a basketball player, whereas Conan, if he's 6'6", is just freaking brutish.
Yeah, he's like an edge rusher, one of the bigger football linemen without being heavy. He's just a monster. Or, it wouldn't be a running back because he'd be way taller. But, he's a massive, muscular dude. Tarzan's lean and muscular. So
he's wiry.
How about this one? Gil Kane, Neil Adams.
In a fight?
No. In their prime, Neil Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no, I think he's going with Art.
That's a tough one.
I know.
I don't know if I could choose between them. I like them both for very different reasons. That's tough.
Yeah. That's a Sophie's choice right there. Who's Harold Kor-Drath? Never heard of him.
I have not either, Joe.
No, I'm Googling.
All right. Yep. Google. We got to Google their heights now. See, I'm sure there's a consensus from the book somewhere.
Let's see. What made Harold Kor-Drath a bad king? He is of Norway, Viking, apparently.
Descent.
Yeah, descent. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, Gil and Neil, they both, Gil had more of a comic book style for sure.
Yeah, Neil was more of an illustrator.
Yeah, and Gil had even more, I think, dynamics as well.
Yeah.
With exaggerated poses and such. But Neil
was a little different with camera angles and layout than Gil was. But, Gil was extremely dynamic and powerful and, in his figure work.
And Randy Howell is correct. Kor-Drath is 6'5", and
he would kick their
he could be drunk off his ass, and he would take out Tarzan and Conan within 10 minutes.
At the same time.
Exactly.
Oh.
Isn't that right, then?
So according to the book, Tarzan's height and weight, build, what BILLED, what they would have billed him as, 6'3", 270 pounds. That's what they would have Tarzan at.
No.
I don't think he'd be 275. No. I think he'd be 225.
Yeah, 225, 230.
Yeah.
I
mean, if you look at how
squish down LeBron.
So the three artists that come to mind are Joe Kubert, John Buscema, and then let's say Neil Adams covers, right, for Tarzan. And you could easily say he's, 6'3", 6'4" because of how lean he is.
Yeah.
But I mean, those three guys, I'd put them all around 225, 230, 240 tops.
Yeah, and they're saying Conan was 6'6" and 250 pounds. So that doesn't make sense because I could see 6'6", 250 for Conan, or maybe even 270.
Yeah.
But Tarzan shouldn't be. He should be 2.25.
Yeah. 225. Two's too light. 225 maybe. And I can see Conan push 275, 280 easy because he's thick. At least
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I could see Conan looking as big as Batista in his prime, not Batista now.
Yes.
Have you seen the Batista now photos?
Yeah. He lost a lot of weight, man.
I know. Look at you showing off your guns to impress Batista.
Oh,
with your arms up like that.
With those guns.
The new Batista.
It's funny. He did say in an interview, he goes, everybody's like, I'm so thin. I lost so much, blah, blah, blah. He goes, I'm still like 6'5", whatever he is. He's like, I'm 6'5". I'm still 230. It's like, you are, but we saw what you used to look like.
Yep.
Right.
280. God, I remember seeing him at that WrestleMania show. Remember that, Andy, with Bobby C and Brett?
Dude, you remember when I was telling these guys online, I told Dennis this because Dennis knows Rob.
This is awesome.
I was telling him when he met Batista and we were walking backstage and he was like, don't you mess with me. I will take you down. And Dave just laughed at him and shit.
I can see Rob saying that too.
Oh my
Did
God,
Batista lunge at him or something and Rob just about crap?
Yeah, probably.
I remember that. Because didn't you get Al Snow to get Batista to like say something to Rob or something?
Maybe. I don't remember anymore, but that was fun. That was good times.
Blast.
So Jimmy Reyes asked me Gene Colan or Neil Adams, and honestly, I can't. They're just so different.
Yeah, it's tough.
They're too different. You know,
I mean, everybody can have a personal favorite, but trying to judge them—that's nearly impossible.
Now, who do you think is a better Batman artist? And I might have asked you this before: Neil Adams or Jim Aparo?
That's tough because they're so different, and I love them both. I mean, Neil Adams, Shadow of the Wolf story was what made me want to draw comics officially when I was like 10. So that's a tough one. But, I grew up with Gene Colan's Batman and Jim Aparo's Brave and the Bold. I don't know. If I had to choose one, I'd probably pick Neil. Just because that was the story that meant a lot to me, that one. So but
I still go Neil. I asked because we talked about this one time on the professionals, and Graham is 100% Jim Aparo on that question, because if I remember right, it's been a while. So if I remember Graham's reasoning right, it's just because Jim's staging and storytelling, while was Neil's more dramatic with the camera angles and stuff. Yeah. But Jim's still had the drama to it, but just the overall staging of a scene and lighting and stuff.
Awesome.
But awesome. I think it goes back to kind of like you said, your first book or introduction was that Neil Adams one.
Yeah.
And that was mine for Batman wasn't Jim or Neil, but when I discovered those guys, I discovered Neil before Jim, and I've always liked Neil's stuff. So that's why I lean Neil, but Graham's first introduction was Jim Aparo.
Yeah. And my first Batman introduction was probably Gene Colan.
Yeah, but that's the 80s.
No, it's 70s. Early 70s.
No. Yeah. I thought Gene did it in the.
Now I gotta check.
Yeah, I know, because I swear I thought he did it in the 80s. Now I don't remember either. Because I remember when Gene was doing it, because Klaus Janson inked some of the stuff. Bob Smith inked a lot of the stuff. Oh, Joe Bernardo, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez or Eduardo Barreto. No disrespect to Eduardo, but I got to take Jose.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Oh, Will says, have I seen the Art Adams book of preliminaries? Have I? I signed up for that email to get notified like 2 months ago. I got the email notification yesterday and pre-ordered it. So, sure have. There you go. Marcus says Gene was fired from Marvel and did Batman in the 80s.
81 to 86.
Oh, there you go.
It says.
Yeah, because I'm
He
yeah,
did
because
stuff
when I
earlier than
think of
that.
70s
Who am I thinking
in
of?
Batman, early 70s, because Neil wasn't Batman late 70s, he was early 70s. Irv Novick, I think of.
I might be getting
Jim
confused.
Aparo for the 70s, I think of. Trying to think of other artists in this. Oh, Don Newton in the 70s for Batman. Dennis is glazed over. He's like, I haven't heard X-Men yet.
Well, I did see Cockrum up there, but
I have to see what I was thinking of.
What's that?
I'll have to research what I was thinking of.
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious. What
Check
was
that
it?
out.
Bernardo? Who asked me? Somebody did a Cockrum versus somebody. Oh, Gil Kane or Dave Cockrum? I mean, right out of the gate, I'd take Gil Kane.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. I think Gil was more consistent because I can look at Cockrum's stuff at different periods throughout his career, and you just kind of see an up and down. You know, like his X-Men stuff was great. And then when he came back to X-Men after Byrne left, it was still really good. But then unfortunately, after that stint on X-Men, whatever he did just didn't really measure up as much. Whereas Gil, up until he passed away, he was like Hubert. Yeah. He was still pretty much kicking it. So
one of the first things I remember seeing was Gil did a Captain Action comic.
5 issues.
5.
Did he do 5 issues? That was awesome. I love that. Of course, I had the
Captain
Dude, that's Action
all it was.
Figures, so I love that stuff. That was cool.
It was 5 issues only. DC obviously put it out. Wally Wood inked it, and then Gil inked his own stuff. Jim Shooter wrote it.
Really? Did not know that.
And if you're really interested, it's collected in a hardcover. So.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Cool.
Came out a few years ago. Will says, put out an art book with your sketches in it, the ones I saw when you came to Buffalo. That was, I think, Will, did you ask this? Somebody did ask, and I forgot to mention it, about Bart, you need to do a second art book. Not heads, but, kind of like Black Book 2, something like that.
One of these years.
It's
not on the docket, but I got to figure out a good way to do it. So I'd really like to do is a book of all of my Justice League Europe, half-size rough pencils that I have.
Oh yeah. Cool. Did you scan in most of those? Because I know you started selling them. Oh
no, I just got some scanned, but not a lot. I got to go through all those boxes and organize them. All my crates of crap.
Yeah. I hear you. All right, well, let's tap on the campaign again, real quick.
93.
There you go.
Awesome.
One more backer, guys. Come on, let's get one more in there for the DNA bump.
That's right. We're almost there.
One more.
And I will pull it up here in a second, but you brought up Captain Action, and I had to send this over. The creator of it was with Billy, and he's putting out Captain Action versus Al Capone Vampire.
Wow!
And that's
Vampire Hunter, isn't it? Vampire Hunter or no?
Just Vampire.
Oh, okay.
J.C. Vaughn. It was he was on with Billy, and we were on when Billy was closing his thing out, which is funny because I got a couple of friends that are Captain Action fans. Our buddy Chris, he's got all the Captain Action stuff, not the comics, all the toys, all the accessories and stuff. So I did think that was pretty fun. So I'll pull that up when we're done with the Bart thing here.
Cool.
Yep. Thanks, Nick. J.C. Vaughn.
Okay, here's a good question for you, and then we'll go through the campaign one more time, and then we'll start wrapping it. I know I never asked you this, but it is something I thought of when I saw Wally Wood's name. So Wally Wood could be in the mix, but basically any inker from let's say the 70s. So a Frank Giacoia, Mike Esposito, any of those guys, if you could have something of yours possibly inked by one of those guys, which is obviously impossible because they're dead, but or maybe there's an inker from back then that is still alive, who would you like to see, knowing that even though you give them something fully penciled, and I'm not even talking a whole page, just like a figure or something, right?
Yeah.
Even though you give it to them fully penciled, we're talking these old school guys are going to be like, that's nice. Isn't that cute? Now let me ink
those
this.
pretty lines.
Right. Who would you, who do you think, who would you like to see if you could possibly see? Or it could be somebody. Nah, I was going to bring up like Neil Adams, but because he could ink, but that's too much of a gimme because
Hey, he already redrew most of the faces I drew for his Armor number 4.
That's true. That's true. And you had Rudy Nebres ink the rest, which pretty much redrew everything. Yeah.
Which was awesome. Looked great. Wasn't what I drew, but it looked awesome.
All right. Think about that. I'm going to read this super chat. Michael Rushbrook for $5 says, Bart, just want to say your Brutes and Babes lessons in Wizard Magazine helped me a lot. So thank you.
You're very welcome, Michael. Thank you very much.
Michael, go back this if you haven't. This is volume 1 and 2 of Drawing Powerful Heroes. It collects those as well as some new stuff that was in the hardcovers from a few years back, as well as a couple new tutorials that he's putting in as well for these 2 soft covers. So definitely you should go check this out, Michael.
Yep,
okay.
Please do.
Now answer the question.
I've got a strange answer and I can't think of the guy's name, so I got to search it.
Well, now you can play Quiz on Me. What did he ink and who was he known for inking?
He inked Jack Kirby on Thor initially or early on.
Wait, Chick Stone?
No.
George Klein?
Nope.
Not Coletta.
Yeah, Vinnie Coletta.
Really?
Yeah. I would love to see him inking me. I love that stuff. When he was inking Jack on Thor, that's some of my favorite stuff. I loved it. I'd love to see what he would do with a book of my pencils.
That I could see, especially if, I'm assuming it would be the rendered up line work feathering pencils.
Yeah. Full type pencils. Not just the, hardline stuff, but,
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah. That would look interesting because I think his work, I said it before, I think his work on Thor was perfect.
Yep.
Wait, what? Oh, 194 DNA bump. Nice. I think his work on Thor. Michael, thank you for backing.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, dude.
I think his work on Thor was just perfect because it was organic, it was rough, it was crunchy, and that's Thor. Whereas Joe Sinnott on Fantastic Four at the same time was perfect because it was slick, high tech.
Yeah.
No,
I'd like a lot of those guys, but Vinnie Coletta is the one that I think is would be really cool because I have no idea what it would end up looking like.
Yeah. Will, I know I get it. You own both hardcovers, but dude, these 2 soft covers have extra material that aren't in the hardcovers. And you saw how much the hardcovers go for. So honestly, you should bag and board those and go put them in a safe deposit box and then get these soft covers to have on your bookshelf to beat the crap out of.
And then get the remark.
Yeah.
Right.
2, 1 for each book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes. Well, there you go. All right, Bart, one more sales pitch to the campaign. Why don't you go through each individual tier since it's a nice and tight campaign?
All right. 195. That's awesome.
Ooh, 195, by the way. Nice.
Yep. The early bird special. I think this is the second. I don't know. We only did the one, but this is just for volume 1 at $25. And then the early bird special for volume 2 is at $25. The normal volume 1 special is at 1. Most people bought the 2-volume set, so which I didn't really think much about when I did this, but Then there's the regular volume 2. Then there's a 2-volume set. The early birds all sold out. So there's the 2-volume set, and then there's the retailer 5-pack.
Oh, nice.
And then the retailer 5-pack volume 2, and then the dual 5-pack for retailers. And we did that because the retailer actually asked us if they could have a pledge level. So we did that because I know retailers don't normally buy too much. So those are the only tiers. And then you can, I think you can, if you buy like the volume 1, you can add them on and stuff. But the only extras are the remark.
Very nice. Very cool. Guys, go back
nice five pledge bump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't beat
it. I will say we've got about 300 of you watching right now. And I know a lot of you guys will watch this later once it's already recorded. Links will be down in the description, both Rumble and YouTube. If you're on Twitter, it'll be in the Twitter dialogue. So just go down there. All the links will be there. So click on it, go back it, and help Bart make his dream come true.
That's right. Well, I mean, he's already friends with us, Dennis, so I believe his dream has come true.
That is true.
Oh, yeah. I can sleep well tonight.
You can.
Wow. No.
He goes to bed every night. Well, let me read this. Marshall says, still have my Brute and Babe 8-tablet monument set from 1994. There you go.
Awesome.
Bart goes to bed every night with his copy of Kor-Drath, The Reckoning on his nightstand. He hugs it like a teddy bear.
That's right.
It's one of his favorite books, he said. He's privately told me that he's jealous of Dennis, not because of his manhood, because he is a Packers fan, so we know there's not much there, but because of the story he crafted.
That's right.
So,
and I only read it in the bathroom.
Kor-Drath. That's right. Kor-Drath, The Awakening, 64 pages. I always do the sales pitch. Dennis, it's your turn. Pitch Kor-Drath, The Awakening.
Guys, Kor-Drath, The Awakening. It is the follow-up to the very successful Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. Adriana and Kor-Drath have set their sights on the next part of their journey, and they will be taking on, we now know, Vordoom the Undying. So if you thought number 1 was barbarian badassery, you ain't seen nothing yet.
There you go. Look at that. We've got 5 different covers to choose from. The original cover by myself and Dan Lawless. The homage cover I did. Bud Root is back with the beautiful Adriana cover colored by Dan Lawless. Of course, the line art version of it. Our buddy Irene Rini-Strakalski did a cover featuring Adriana and Lilith fighting. We've got the preview pages up so you guys can get a sense of the story. Who knows? I've got 3.5 pages left to draw. Maybe Dennis and I will confer and put up some more preview pages on the campaign. Give you guys a little more of a taste. The black and white edition of the book, not an artist edition, regular size graphic novel, nice high contrast, black and white, the same pages I send to the colorist, all the word balloons so you can read it in black and white. Dennis came up with a new game module with cover art once again by Bart and Dan Lawless. Beautiful job.
Yeah, it is.
We've got the Adriana t-shirt still available. Those will be shipping out before the books do. We'll start thinking about all that once the holidays are over, getting that stuff worked out. Get yourself a Bud Root poster featuring Adriana and Lilith, the two lovely ladies side by side. Comes in 2 sizes, 36 by 24 or 24 by 16. Packed nicely in a nice rolled tube inside of a triangle-shaped box, actually. So the shipping is really done well on these. Nice matte finish archival paper. And for anybody that has backed the collector's boxes, you will be getting in the box at no extra cost both of Reenie's covers, the color cover and the virgin black and white cover, which is only available in the box. Right now, we have unlocked for every backer the Vordoom the Undying playable character card, 7x10, art by myself and Dan Lawless on the front, his stats on the back. And once we hit 60 grand, we'll be doing a print of Bart and Dan's artwork to the game module.
Awesome.
Yeah. There's the 2 box bundles. Go check that out. And add on, you can get a book of the layouts. I'm scanning in all my pencils before I ink them so you can see my pencils before I start inking, get a little peek behind the curtain. And of course, we've got the minifigure, 2-inch, 3-inch, 5-inch size Kor-Drath figure. You will love it. And if you just want to get the collector's box with your order, you can add on the collector's box as well. So guys, go check that out. Really appreciate all you guys for backing it. We're at 777 backers. Even though that really does good for my OCD, I'd like to see 780. Let's go, guys. 23 backers. Let's get to 780 and higher. Thank you, everybody, for backing Kor-Drath and for backing Drawing Powerful Heroes as well. Really appreciate that. Yep. Randy Howell says, if you already ordered the big box, would the poster tube fit? No.
Nope.
No, because the tube, it's long. So
yeah, it has
now
to
the tube, the poster will be shipping separately.
As is the t-shirts. Have to ship them separately.
Yeah. No way around it.
But yeah, this week we are, if we're good tomorrow, we will be seeing Getaway, the new Nick Frost movie. Kind of looking forward to seeing what he does with that. I like Nick Frost, and I did see on Sunday when we got back into town late, we decided to go see Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Spy, Assassin. So my wife and I got to see it. A very good movie. If you're a World War II fan, I think you will enjoy that movie.
Well, Susie's a World War II fan, and she hated it.
She did. She absolutely hated the movie.
You know, you should do a movie review with her like we do, except it would be you and her.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that would be a real quick review. Why'd you hate it? I just think it sucked. That would be the end of it. She'd be done.
Sounds about right. That's right, guys. Go over to the Graybeards, Aaron Lopresti, Dan Lawless, David Williams, Gary Martin. It looks like they will be drawing Malibu comic characters today. So go hop over there. And yeah, we're going to catch that movie tomorrow night. Movie review Friday morning. And then next week we have guest Doja Kun, publisher, and Paul Fair is also going to be on the show talking about their new projects. 3 p.m. next week. Hopefully Dennis will have rid the illness from his system, and he'll be sitting next to me, hand on my knee throughout the whole show, and it'll feel like just always. Like good times. I'm missing it right now. It's just not the same without that big maul rubbing up and down my leg. At least he thinks it's my leg.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
You know it, you sicko.
I do not.
All right. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. There it is. We're going to go.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
No,
you got it. Hang back. We'll talk when we're not live. Bye, everybody.
Live long and prosper. We'll see you next week.
You betcha. Bye-bye.
One day. Hey, Dennis, how about a resolution in 2025? No more gang signs.
No.